Doug Days is probably my favorite Disney Plus show. Greetings, what I can only assume to be fellow humans, and welcome to a YouTube video by me, a person who makes YouTube videos sometimes. In this video, I'll be talking about a fairly recent Disney Plus original, Doug Days, and why anyone and everyone should watch it. Doug Days is a pretty recent series on Disney Plus, developed by Pixar, consisting of 5 8 to 10 minute episodes about the suburban life of Doug from Up, and his new owner, Carl Fredricksen, the main character of Up. The series is a spin-off of 2009's Up, which was actually nominated for a Best Picture at the Oscars the following year, and is my favorite Pixar movie. It's severely underrated. Most people I know don't even have it in their Pixar top 10. Without further ado, let's talk Doug Days. With Doug Days, there are a few main things I'd like to talk about, starting with the characters. The characters in this show, specifically Carl and Doug, are very well written. None of the characters really have character arcs, but they feel like the version of those same characters from the end of Up, which is very important, and when done wrong can sometimes ruin a story. There's not much going on with Carl, but it's nice to see him happy after he was pretty depressed for most of Up. Honestly, that's about it for Carl. With Doug, there still isn't too much going on, as he's the same character from the Doug in Up, but they keep consistent with the characterization in Up. He's not very emotionally complex, but he's a sincere character that I can't help but root for. Best of all, he's a believable dog. He doesn't sound like a person who just so happens to be a dog. He sounds like what a dog would sound like if a dog could talk. He's sometimes happy, sometimes sad, but he's loyal, and he cares about Carl. Also, squirrel! The plot of Doug Days, the next thing I'm talking about, isn't anything spectacular, unlike the show itself, but it's not bad by any means, and it fits the episode's runtimes. For example, in the first episode, the plot revolves around Doug protecting a bird feeder from the evil squirrel. A fun premise for a few funny hijinks, but not something that can sustain much longer than the show's runtime. The episode itself was fun, didn't bore me for a second, had some great character moments, and made me laugh a few times. It was nice to see Doug's loyalty and respect for Carl, and I loved seeing Doug face off against the evil squirrel. I'm not going to talk about the plot of episodes 2 through 5, because I want to spoil as little of this show as possible, so that's all I've got to say about the plot. With all that said, I'm going to move on to my next talking point. My final talking point of this video is about the overall feel of the series. This may sound weird, but that's my favorite thing about this show, the feel. Specifically, the overall positivity of this show. With so many dark and depressing movies, books, and shows, it's nice to see this show that's just heartwarming. Not that I have anything against dark content, The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies, but it's just nice to see this positive show. When I watched this for the first time, I just felt happy. I'd been feeling a bit sad that day because I didn't get around to watching a movie I'd been wanting to watch, and this show made me feel happy. To the best of my memory, I've never watched a show that made me feel this positive. In short, Doug Days is a show I love for a few reasons. It has great characters, a solid plot, and above all else, it made me happy. This show is definitely not the greatest show ever made, as there are some really fantastic shows, but that doesn't mean this show isn't fantastic. It's not trying to be the best show ever, it's just trying to be a good, happy, fun show. But in the end, I think that's why it's now one of my favorite shows. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. I've been wanting to make it ever since I watched Doug Days last month. If you watched Doug Days, what did you think about it? Did you like it as much as I did? Have you already forgotten about it? The comment section is open. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.